Okay, so we're now doing an interview with the brother, and obviously we're using a fake name. What shall I call you in the interview?
Unknown E.
Unknown E, okay. How old are you?
19.
What do you do in life right now?
No, literally do nothing.
Do you work?
No,
Have you graduated from school or did you drop out?
dropped out.
At what age?
No, like 16 or 17.
So I've met Unknown E and his brother on the street last week, and I wanted to do an interview with you as well because I feel like both your life stories are really interesting. And let's start by asking you, what's your dream? Do you have one?
Well, I like doing music in it sometimes.
Yeah, you've actually shared that with me before. Have you ever tried to make music?
There's been times where I tried, but then stopped for a long time, then carried on.
And how come you dropped out?
Like, I never really, the teachers never really understood me the way, they're meant to.
So what do you think they didn't understand?
Like, sometimes, they'll think I'm trying to do something wrong, but I'm not trying to do something wrong, innit?
What were you like as a kid?
When I first, went into, secondary school, I was a good kid. I liked playing football. I liked sports and stuff. But then, as I got older, and when I started chilling with certain groups of people, it kind of, changed, sometimes, I would want to misbehave and that, innit?
Have you ever been groomed?
I mean, there's been times people has offered me to do stuff, but, sometimes, one time or couple of times I might have done something, but then, sometimes I say no, innit?
What do you think about your brother's lifestyle?
I think, his lifestyle's not the one, it's too much paranoia.
What do you mean by that?
He has to think, is the police gonna pull up on him, or are people gonna just hurt him? There's so much stuff he has to think about.
Are you worried about him?
I mean, yeah. When I saw him bleeding out,
Were you there when he got stabbed?
I seen it. I mean, I never seen it, but, I came when, he was bleeding and stuff. I saw him, falling, thinking he was gonna die and stuff, innit?
I mean, we were in hospital together, so I see that you guys are actually really close.
Yeah.
And how often do you guys see each other? Like daily?
No, he goes to my house, every day, stays over.
So you are quite close, you have a good relationship.
Yeah, it's like we're best friends, kind of, innit?
Yeah. So I remember you said you live on your own, right?
Yeah.
Is it like a council estate? Just like I told your brother, if any of my questions make you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want to answer, there's no pressure, you can say no comment.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like a temporary accommodation.
Have you ever tried to find a job?
Yeah. I've been offered to work in a pub before, innit? But with me, the salary's not really the one, innit? Because, right now, yeah, my mum's, dealing with my rent and stuff, innit? But if I started, working in a pub, it would be, 180 a week. But that's still too low, innit? Because, my rent is crazy, innit?
180 a week? Is that what they told you?
Yeah, 180 a week.
And how many hours would that be per week?
No, you're doing it, only 3 times or, 3 times a week, innit?
So it's not like...
They're telling me that's how much I'm working a week. Imagine that's the only job I would have as well. Only 180 a week. That's not enough.
That's actually crazy. That's very low for London because the minimum wage I think now is like £10 an hour. So how would that be 18 hours a week, do you think? Or
I'm not sure, innit, but...
Have you tried to find any other jobs? Anything else, apart from pub work?
Yeah, but because, I dropped out of school and, my education, it's not really there. It's because I dropped out of school. But I'm thinking, I need to find a way to get back into education to, focus and, get my grades and get a better job.
Have you done GCSEs?
I didn't really take part in GCSEs.
Because I know that, from my understanding, even a job at Starbucks now requires at least 2 GCSEs, right?
I mean, there's some jobs which you don't need the grade. The pub offered me a job. They offered me, and they know, I didn't really go to school, innit?
So would you be willing to go back to school to do your GCSEs?
Yeah, but I need to be focused. I'll be real as well, you see, when I was younger, before school and stuff, like, I met this person, like, he started buying me, like, stuff before I go to school, like, drinks, like, alcohol, like, before lessons, like, I wouldn't be able to actually focus during my work because I'll be drunk, like.
Who was that person? You don't have to share, but who was that?
No, it's just, like, met him during, like, when I was walking my dog when I was younger.
How old were you?
And I was, like, 15 or 16.
That's crazy. So what, this person was buying you alcohol and cigarettes?
Yeah, buying me, like, vapes before school, buying me alcohol. It's crazy.
And what, did they want something from you?
No, it's just like I chilled with him when I had my dog.
Did he ask for anything?
No, he's giving me money on my birthday as well, like, for no reason.
Are you still in touch with him?
No,
How long were you in contact with him for?
I was talking to him for like 2 years.
That's crazy, man. 2 years. And he didn't ask anything from you?
No, for no reason.
So you were just like chilling in a park, walking your dog?
It's just like, he sees me. Sometimes, like, we just talk and we talk for like hours and hours. Like, he buys me so much, like, drinks and stuff. It's crazy.
But you don't, well, you said you don't talk to him anymore, or you do?
And then, like, I haven't talked to him in time. Okay, like, I don't even understand how this guy's buying me stuff as well. Like, he's done, like, drugs and stuff as well. Like, I don't know how he's affording to buy me these stuff and buy his drugs.
But I'm telling you as someone, and once again, you've only seen me 3 times in your life, right? I'm just a third person, but from a third person perspective, I'm telling you now, that is very shady. A man approaching a young man. To me, you're still a teenager, right? Like, yeah, you're older than your brother, but it's still quite shady. He's approaching you, and why is he buying you drinks? Do you think he was expecting something in return, or not really?
I don't know. I feel like with me, like, over time, like, I started feeling, like, uncomfortable and stuff, so I stopped going to him. And lucky, like, that was when I lived in a different area as well. I moved areas, so I don't see him now in it. But if I was still in the same area, I think I would have seen him.
Has he tried to reach out to you again?
No, but like, there's been times where I've seen him in the shops and stuff. Like, he's asked me for my phone number and stuff, but I'm like, no.
That's very strange, man. That's really weird. He sounds like a groomer.
I mean, like he's a big man as well, you know. Like,
How old is he? Like, you don't, once again, you don't have to share, like 40s, 50s?
I didn't even know, like, 30s.
Does he have a family, or?
Like, he's told me, like his girlfriend, like, broke up with him.
So you guys were drinking together and taking drugs together?
No, we haven't done drugs, but like, he told me, like, he'll get me weed and stuff, innit? We were just drinking together, like, smoking together.
Have you ever tried drugs?
I've only tried cannabis.
How old were you when you tried it for the first time?
Well, when I was like 15.
Do you still take it?
Yeah.
You don't have to share once again, but how often do you smoke now? Like daily? Is it daily? Is it weekly?
It's like daily, innit? Sometimes, like, I'm not even buying the weed. Like, I'm not going with the intention of, like, smoking. But then, like, someone who I know or something, like, they'll offer me some tokes and I'll be like, yeah, I want to smoke, innit?
Would you say you're addicted to weed?
No, I wouldn't say I'm addicted. Like, I can go without. It's just like I like the feeling.
What's the feeling that you like? Describe it.
It's just like for those who don't smoke, like, you won't understand, innit? Like, when you first smoke, like, you're not gonna like the feeling, but over time, you start getting used to the feeling, and it's like a break, like from stress as well. Like, imagine, like, you just had a long day, like, you're smoking, like, you're gonna forget about it at the time, innit?
So cannabis is the only drug you've tried, right?
Yeah.
Have you thought of trying any other drugs?
No, I mean, like, there's been a time where, like smart whip, like, you know, the balloons, like, I thought about doing it, but then I was like, I don't know how my body's gonna react to it, so I was like, no, I should only do weed.
I'm worried about that guy, if I'm being honest.
That is very strange. And I wonder, why do you think he approached you?
You probably thought, like, I don't even know.
To be honest, like, you know, growing up, like, I've met so much people, like, It's actually crazy.
So your brother was in care for 10 years. Were you in care as well for 10 years?
Yeah,
So also 10 years, right?
yeah, literally. Like, you see, like, before I went to my mom's house, like, I had an argument. Like, me and my old, like, so I'm in foster family. Here I was with my brother. Like, us lot, like, had arguments and stuff. Like, it wasn't a good relationship between us. And when I wasn't, like, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Like, I was in, like, primary school. Like, I was waiting for, like, her to pick me up. But then, like, I see social services and that, like, taking me, like, to another family, like, removing me from my brother.
So hold on. So how old were you and how old was your brother when you guys were separated? So you lived with the same foster parent and then were you separated after?
Yeah, we was separated for 8 months or, like, a long time.
And then did you guys go to a different foster family?
He stayed with the foster family and I moved somewhere else.
And why were the arguments happening with the first foster family?
No comment about that one actually.
Okay, no worries. You don't have to. You don't have to. What was it like growing up in a foster family for you? What was the experience like? How did you feel as a kid? Did it feel safe or unstable?
No, with me, like, because, like, they never cared in it. Like, it feels like, to me, like, they did care, but, like, they didn't care at the same time. Like, if they weren't getting paid, like, to have you, would they have you in it?
Do you think they were raising you just for the money?
Like, to me, like, yeah, definitely. Like, if I was raised with someone for a long time and they could just separate me to another house, like, that shows in it, like, they only really had me for the money in it.
So you didn't feel like they were actually involved?
Like, maybe at certain times in my life where, like, I might have thought they cared at some point, but, like, over time, like, if you're looking back in my life in general, like, being in the, like, care system, like, you wouldn't think that they care in it.
How about the second foster care family? What was that like?
I mean, I had even more freedom. Like, I did get money and stuff from this foster kid, like, from the second one.
But hold on, but your brother stayed with the first family, right?
Yeah, that family didn't give money that much in it.
Like,
Like,
they
they
didn't.
didn't really give money. Like, it will mainly be like the family members will give us money, but the foster carers itself wouldn't give us a weekly allowance and stuff in it.
Did the second foster family encourage you to pursue education?
The second foster family, they didn't really care about how I was like in school in it. Like, I remember in school, like, I was on report cards and stuff in it.
Did they do homework with you? Did they kind of help you with schoolwork?
No, like, no, they didn't.
What kind of stuff were they doing for you when you were growing up?
I remember, like, my second foster carer family, like they helped me, like, they were trying to find me into football teams and stuff and that, because they knew I was interested in football. Imagine this was around, like, COVID times as well, so I couldn't really join the team in it. Like, then I started getting into smoking, and now I didn't play football.
And the second foster family, it was two parents, right?
No, it's like there was one parent, and then the rest was like different kids.
How many kids were there?
No, there was like I met 4.
So you're essentially growing up with other kids from different families, or were they their biological kids?
No, different kids from different families.
Also in foster care, just like you.
Yeah,
Are you in touch with your foster parents now?
no.
Is there a specific reason why?
It's like my brother, he's spoken to, like, the foster parents on the phone, the first one. Like, they speak finely, but then, like, if I, like, spoke to them on the phone, it'll be, like, very awkward, innit?
Do you think that they care about you now?
Like, they might care about me, but, like, it doesn't seem like that, innit? You get? Like, they might care about me, but in my perspective, like, I didn't see it like that, innit?
And why do you think you were placed in foster care in the first place?
Not because of my dad. Or maybe having me and my brother when we were younger might have not been, like, good for my mum, innit? Because she was only like 20 or something. Like, she was very young. So it'll be hard for her to like handle us, innit?
So she was really young when she had you, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you in touch with your mum now?
Yeah, like I sorted out my relationship with my mum. But like with me, like our relationship's better now that I live by myself.
Have you ever lived with your mum?
Yeah. But then like over time our relationship started getting bad over time, so I moved out.
Do you want to share why it worsened?
No, no.
No. Do you think there's a specific reason, or it's just what it is?
It's like I got older and my mum thought she can like baby me, you know. But with me, like I feel like I know how to do some stuff, so I don't really need her to baby me, you know.
Would you like to improve your relationship with your mum, do you think? Or you just want to leave it as it is now?
I feel like leaving it as it is now is bad. Because if I improved it, maybe like she'll try to control me, you know. Like if we got closer and stuff, we're talking more and that, like she might feel like she could tell me to do some stuff in it, but like I'm still gonna have that. Like I can do what I want. Like I live by myself. I don't need you to help me, you know.
Do you feel kind of resentment towards your mum because you ended up in foster care, or you don't?
No, in fact, you see, like you see, what my brother said, like we used to see our mum like once a month, like our relationship like that was actually like a line of relationship was very close, like it was very good. But then like when I moved in with my mum, like it wasn't that good, innit?
Yeah.
I remember your brother said that you have a stepdad, right?
Yeah.
Do you think your stepdad has influenced your relationship with your mum?
No, I never really got along with my stepdad. I feel like it's because like maybe like they think they understand me, but they don't understand me properly, innit?
What is it, do you think, that they don't understand? Do you think they are putting pressure on you, or?
No, it's just like to me, like I can't really like explain it properly, innit? They might not just understand how I see stuff sometimes, innit? I see stuff like I can't explain it properly right now, innit?
Okay.
Let's just come back to this question.
Okay, no worries. If you could choose to work in any field, what would it be?
I mean, like with me, I'm not really bothered about working. I don't mind doing anything.
But what would you want to do you think?
I don't know, maybe like work with people like my brother and help them, innit?
Like,
Like
I
I
would
like the job, like, cause I'm with my brother like almost every time, innit? So I know like what to expect.
So work with people like your brother and help them change their life. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Do you think you need help with trying to find a job?
Yeah.
Do you know how the whole process of like writing a CV, applying for jobs works, or do you think you need help with that?
No.
I've tried to do a CV before, like I know how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but right now there's not really much to say on my CV
Because
I wasn't in school, innit?
So you said that you'd like to get back into education. Would you want to go back to school, or what would you want to do?
I'd rather be like home tutored.
So you would want to be homeschooled, teach yourself everything, and then do the exams. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So what's stopping you now? Is it the lack of resources? Is it financial troubles? Is it something else?
No, the lack of like resources and stuff, like it's a bit of everything really, innit?
Is it like that you don't know where to get started?
No, kind of. It's a bit of that maybe, like there's lots of like a bits of everything, like
yeah.
So you know this guy that was influencing you and that was seeing you before school and buying you drinks. Do you think he's the reason or part of why you quit school? Because of that influence?
Yeah, like I feel like if I never met him, if I wasn't drunk or like very like not myself, like I would have been able to do it properly if I was focused.
So he influenced you and then that's why you quit.
Yeah, like I don't know, like he used to buy me like 7 magnums a day.
Why do you think he was buying that?
I don't know, it was just getting me like very drunk and stuff in it. I don't know why.
Yeah, that man is really shady, I'm going to be honest with you. That's really shady. He sounds like a groomer. What do you think you'll do if he reaches out to you again?
I wouldn't see him now in it because like he's ruined my education.
Kind of. innit?
But do you understand that it's not late for you because you're only 19? You can still get back into education, you could change your life. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but maybe Like with me, sometimes I think like if I try to get back into school or something, my brother has like ups and that. And if they knew like his brother, maybe like they would target me. And during the school, like if I'm just on my break at school, I don't know if I'm gonna get hurt. I don't know if I'm gonna get touched.
Do you think your brother's ops might target you one day?
Yeah, because what if like they went to the same college as me and they realized like I'm his brother? Because like, what if my brother came to see me on my break or something? Like even one time, yeah, like last week, we were just walking. Like one of his like ops, now that they see me walk with him, like they know what I look like in it. One of them.
Do you ever feel scared?
I mean, like sometimes like I get like paranoid. Like if I'm just chilling with my brother, like I'm always looking around, like
Just making sure, like,
I know what's going on around me.
Yeah. Do you think your brother will ever be able to quit this lifestyle?
I hope so, but like right now, I don't know. Lots of stuff has happened this year, innit? Like, I'm not saying to do with my brother and stuff. I'm saying like in general, innit? Like every gang or something. Like lots of stuff has happened, innit?
Yeah. So, where were you when your brother got stabbed 3 times?
No, I was literally just like meet my brother someone at someone's house, but then like I was making my way. Then them lot like called me and told me like my brother fell down. Like they told me like he hurt himself. But then over time, like they told me like what actually happened, because it looked like I was gonna die in it.
What did it feel like for you, realising that your brother got stabbed?
Now with me, my straight reaction was I'm smoking a spliff. Like I'm not gonna try remember this in it. Like I remember making the fattest cannabis like spliff in it. Like that in my head and that, but like I forgot about it. But then when I woke up and sobered up, like, and I'm hearing like he's still in hospital, like I'm wondering like what's going on and that, like, and you start thinking about it. Like you get upset thinking about it. Like you don't know if he's gonna make it, innit?
Yeah, it's quite scary. Have you ever thought of joining a gang?
I believe like when I was younger, like when I was in foster care, my second foster care, like I wanted to join a gang, innit? The only thing that stopped me from joining a gang was like my mum. You see, during like foster care and that, like when I used to see her on my sessions, like she would give me some long lecture, like,
Yeah.
and she was telling me like she fought for me to come home. To me, like I'm thinking like it's a fresh life. You don't need to join a gang now. Like my mum's fighting for me to come home. Like that's enough, innit?
Why don't you want to come home?
No, right now. If I went back to my mum's house right now, like our relationship wouldn't be good. Like she believes like she can tell me to do stuff. Like with me, I believe like I'm 19, I shouldn't really be controlled, but she'll control me if I lived with her, innit?
How about your stepdad? Does he try to get involved or is he neutral?
When my stepdad got involved in the past, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Like when he's tried to like tell me what to do, like we'll get into like bad like problems. Like I can't even comment on any more on this topic, innit?
Yeah, I get that. Once again, if someone who ends up watching this video decides to reach out and offer help to find you a job or to buy you a laptop for you to write music, would you take up on the offer, do you think?
Yeah, I would.
And do you think you'd be able to stay in full-time employment if the salary is decent?
Yeah, I would.
And what do you think influenced you the most on your life journey, in your opinion?
Growing up with the people who I did, like people who I've been around. Yeah. It's like some of them, like they show me certain stuff. Like it's changed like how I see stuff in it.
And I've asked this question to your brother as well. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you think about?
Sometimes like I'm not with my brother, like sometimes he's not in the same house as me. Like sometimes I'm thinking like, has he been stabbed or something in it?
Do you call him during the day or?
Like when I wake up, like first thing I do, yeah, like I leave my brother a message to make sure that he's good and that, innit?
Do you worry about him a lot?
Like sometimes I do worry about him, and sometimes I feel like he might have brought it on himself joining like his gang stuff, so sometimes like I do worry and that, but sometimes I don't.
What's the last thing you think about before you go to bed?
No, the last thing I think about is like what I want to do in life. Like I think about like how am I just meant to stop like doing nothing and just do something.
Have you ever had a male role model in your life? A male one?
No, or like my older brother. Like I have an older brother. He's tried to like take me gym and stuff with him. Like he's tried to like speak to me and stuff, but like it's not really like having the impact it's meant to have.
Why do you think so?
Like he might have tried to like teach me like certain stuff, but to me like I'm not really interested in what he's doing. It's like he's trying to teach me, but to me the teaching is not the right way in it.
What do you think would be the right way that would help you?
I'm not sure about that in it.
If I were to ask you, right, do you need help with anything? If so, what kind of help would help you, in your opinion? What form of help?
I do know I need help with something, but like I don't know what it could be.
What do you think you need help with?
Well, just getting somewhere in it, like starting something in it.
Do you want to change your life?
Yeah, like I want to just like I want to work in there obviously in it, but right now I'm just doing nothing.
Would you say that weed helps you escape your reality?
I mean, to me, weed, it just makes me feel like chilled and relaxed. It makes me have fun. Like when I'm smoking weed, like I end up meeting like lots of different people. But when I'm just like sober, like none of this happens. Like I don't know.
So do you think that if you were to quit weed, life would be boring?
I mean, yeah, because right now I have like nothing to do. I don't know, like I'll be bored. I don't know what to do.
So if you were to find a passion, like music, for example, like writing music, right? Do you think that would change your life?
Yeah, but I feel like, you see when you're doing music and you're high as well, like you make it better. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like you have a different effect on when you're making music. When you're on weed, it's way better.
So, okay, if we raised enough funds to buy you a laptop, would you write music?
Yeah, I would.
So the barrier now is the fact that you don't have a computer and the software and the right resources for this, right?
Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask you, when you said with regards to male role models, have you ever had men come up to you and just offer help ever? Like help with anything in life?
You see, like how I was like in like foster care and that. Like they tried to set up some stuff where like there's been like a role model there, but like it hasn't really worked out.
Why do you think so?
The way they're doing stuff is not proper, innit? To me, like they're not serious.
Do you think they were doing it just for the sake of ticking the box that they've done it?
Yeah.
And how do you see your future? Where do you see yourself?
I mean, like I can see myself working, but I can also see myself like if stuff doesn't go like how it's going now, like I would want to think like with me like over time I'm debating like if I should just hop on with like just the gang stuff and like make money because like they're making lots of money, you know.
How much money do you think they're making? Is it a lot?
No, they're making like some of them like because they're doing very good and stuff with their like drug stuff and that. They're making lots of money. I can't see the money, but like I know they're making lots of money. You know?
I personally, I'm going to tell you this. I personally know people that have dropped out of school at the age of 16. I actually know a guy like that. He taught himself code. Do you know what code is? You've heard? It's like programming. He dropped out of school. Everyone around him told him he was an idiot. He taught himself code. He became a multimillionaire. He's now running companies. He's running businesses, and he's now teaching other young men how to do it. Like, do you understand that there are other ways to become a millionaire in life apart from crime?
Yeah.
Do you know, or have you maybe seen people on the internet that became successful without crime, without engaging in crime?
Like I know like there's some rappers. Yeah, there's rappers who made it out.
Apart from rappers, though.
There's some normal YouTubers.
Okay. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, there you go. YouTube is an example. All you need is a phone. You don't even need a mic, right? You need a phone, and you just need to talk, right? And then you can monetize that. So I'm just, because once again, I've only seen you 3 times in my life, right? You've only seen me 3 times in your life. I'm just trying to understand whether you guys have ever seen, because you said you've never had a male role model, right? So I'm trying to figure out if you guys know any people that made it out without engaging in crime. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like, personally, like, not really, no.
Do you think many young boys and teenagers are resorting to joining the gangs because they've never had a male role model who's done something else in their life? Do you think that's the reason?
Yeah, like, I've seen some people who you wouldn't, like, expect to be, like, do some stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll look at them and think, no, he's good, like, he's not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he's actually done something.
Now I'm starting to get an impression that the reason for why so many people are joining those gangs is because they actually haven't seen the alternative. They don't know that it's possible to earn money, to make a fortune, to make it in life, going a different route because they've never actually had a role model. That's the impression that I'm starting to get. Do you know many other kids or teenagers that have joined the gang?
No comment.
Okay. In your opinion, why do young kids and teenagers join the gang in London? Why are they doing it?
No, they're doing it, like, some of them got nothing to do, so they're doing it. Some of them are bored. Some of them just want to experience being part of the gang. But some of them just want to make money because, like, they have no money. But some people do it because, like, they want to, like, have money for their family. Like, there's even, like, old people who do it as well, like they just want to support their family.
And if I asked you this, so if you were to say to the government, to other parents, to anyone watching this, right? If you were to give advice to the government on how to help solve the issue of knife crime, of gang violence in London, of teenagers joining this, what would you tell them? What would you say to them?
I just told them, like, if you're fine, like, knowing you could just die any second, go ahead, join the gang, innit? But if you're not fine with it, like, why are you gonna just join it?
What would you tell the government to stop this? What do you think they should do?
I told the government, like maybe make weed legal, because, like, there's been drug deals, like people beef certain people just because, like, they're selling weed on their property, like, in a certain area. Maybe if they just made, like, weed legal in shops, like, if Amsterdam can make it legal, surely, like, London can be legal.
So legalizing drugs,
No, not drugs.
just weed.
Yeah, just weed. Like, with, like smart whip, like, that kills your brain cells. Like, weed doesn't really have an impact like that.
Do you think there's anything else they should do or could do to help solve the issue?
Maybe, like, make more youth places, because I met people. I feel like if they had more youth spaces, like, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing now.
So like youth clubs.
Yeah.
Have you ever had youth workers reach out to you guys? Offer help or guidance?
Yeah, but when you're doing it, like it doesn't feel like they're helping.
Why do you think so?
They're doing so much at once, it's kind of like they're overwhelming you, innit? Like, the way they're doing it's overwhelming.
Have you ever reached out to anyone to ask for help and guidance?
I mean, like, not me, but, like, when I was in care, I told you, like, my social workers tried. But, like, it didn't really help, innit?
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No.
You're the brother of someone who's in a gang, right? You have seen a lot. You must know a lot. Must have seen a lot of things. You must know stories. If there's a kid out there watching this video now who's thinking of joining a gang, what would you tell them?
No, I just told them, like, don't do it. Like, there's some people who already have stuff in life, and they choose to hop on. Like, if you're one of those people, like, why are you doing it? Like, there's no point. Only do it, like, if you actually have nothing to lose. Yeah.
What does it feel like to know that your brother can be stabbed again any second, any day?
No, it just feels like maybe like some people need to like help him and support him, and he might need like more protection.
What worries you the most in life right now?
No, it's just like knowing my brother could just get stabbed in it.
What is the worst thing that you've ever seen on the streets?
I've seen like lots of stuff that I don't know, like someone like getting stabbed.
You've seen that in front of you?
Now I've seen like people like getting robbed like a knife point. Like I've seen people like showing people the handles.
Like you've seen knives, like people taking out knives on the street. You've seen that?
Not taking it out, but like I can see it. I can't explain it, but they're just threatening stuff, innit?
So you've seen that on the street?
Like I haven't seen them use it, but I've seen them threaten.
Do you know any people that died?
Not personally, but I've known people who's been injured.
Also knife crime?
Yeah,
Do you think joining the gang is worth it?
no.
Do you think the money that you can earn by joining a gang is worth that risk?
If you have the intelligence, like you know you're not gonna get caught and you have no problem, then you go ahead and do it. But if you don't understand how to like not get caught properly, or you have like lots of problems, then don't do it.
Why do you think so many young men are joining those gangs? What are the top 3 reasons in your opinion?
They want money, they want to be more popular and known, and they might feel like they need to prove something to someone.
Do you think family and household problems are a driver as well?
I mean, that could be part of some people's reasons. Like some people don't get money, and obviously they want money in it, so they're doing it.
Do you think there are many opportunities for young black men in London to build a career, to get their education, or not really?
It depends, like, it depends who you're around. Like, with some people, like some black men, they can do it easily, but some people, they can't do it easily.
Why do you think so?
Like, some black men, they've been around different type of people, innit? Like, you know, like, when me and my brother was younger, apparently, me and my brother was gonna move in with some, like, Jewish family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would have been raised different, so we could have been different to how we are now.
And what problems do you think young black men are facing now in London?
No, it's just like, I feel like the majority of it's just like gang stuff in it. If you're a parent of like a gang member,
Do you think that plays a role, so if a parent is in a gang?
if you're a parent of a gang member, some people, they don't care if they're your family member. They're gonna hurt your family member if they see you with them. Like if they realize like your siblings to this person, some of them are gonna hurt them. But if they don't realize like you're someone to this person, they're not gonna do nothing to you.
In your opinion, what kind of help would young black men benefit from in London?
No, I feel like some young black men just need work. They need something to keep them off the streets or something.
Do you think there's a lack of opportunities in certain areas in London?
Yeah, there's lack.
There you go. So that's one thing that the government can focus on to increase opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any examples of people that you've met, or maybe you've heard of, that have left the gang successfully?
No,
You don't know anyone like that?
I don't know people like that.
Do you know anyone who made it out of the streets? Do you know anyone?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. What would you want to change in your life?
No, the only thing I'd want to change is my education, nothing else.
Do you feel hopeful about the future for you?
I feel like if I get the right job I need, like with me, I could see it going very good. But maybe like if I get the wrong job, it's not gonna go very good.
Okay. So if someone from the audience reaches out tomorrow and offers you a job, will you consider it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what else I want to ask you. I feel like we've covered so many topics, so thank you so much for sharing that. And before we end, is there anything else that you would like to add, do you think? Any other thoughts? Anything that I've missed on that maybe you'd like to share with the audience?
No.
And my last question will be, what would you say to a parent of a kid that's in a gang right now? What would you tell them?
No, just try like support your son or daughter, because
Because
there's girls who are part of gangs as well.
Okay.
Like try support them, like try help them get out of a gang. Just try support. If you can see like they're interested in something, like help them. Like I remember like when I was trying to get into football when I was younger, like there's no one there who really helped me get into it.
So, like, you wanted to get into it professionally, you mean?
I mean, like I just wanted to like be part of a team or something, but
Yeah.
like I've never like been part of a team. The closest I got to part of a team was like secondary school football team.
Did they not let you join?
Yeah, my old foster carers didn't let me join. When I was in my school football team,
Yeah.
they kicked me out because of like bad behaviour during school. Innit?
Okay. Would you join one now if you could?
I mean, I don't think I have the fitness for it right now because I smoke.
Well, you can work on it. You're only 19. You're so young, man.
yeah,
Yeah, but then I've been smoking for like years.
Come on. Once again, also, that's something I want to share with you. I know people that have been addicted to heroin. Like, they've been taking it for years. They quit. They're fully healthy now. And they exercise 5 days a week. I know that's possible. You're only 19.
Yeah, I understand, but like, you see, if I ran for like 1 minute, like the burn in my lungs would be gone. Yesterday I tried to play football. Like I could run like I was playing good 1 minute. After 1 minute, I filled my lungs. Like I can't do it.
Do you want to quit weed?
I mean, right now I feel like I don't want to quit weed, but like in the future, like in a couple years, if I had like a job or something, I'd quit weed obviously, and like focus on my work.
So would you say that the fact that you don't have a job is fueling your weed consumption?
Yeah,
So if you had a job, you wouldn't smoke it as much, or you'd quit it completely?
I mean like if I'm on holiday, yeah, I'm gonna have a smoke. But if I'm just working, continuously working, I wouldn't really have time to smoke.
Yeah.
Because I'll be working.
It's like a double-edged sword. So if you were to join a football team, which is fully possible, right? I think you would enjoy it so much that would actually make weed less appealing to you. Would you agree?
No, I do agree. I remember like football when I was younger was like a very strong passion. But as I got older and nothing like to help me get into football, I just turned to smoking. I was like when I first tried weed, you know, like this is gonna be off topic, but
when
when
I
I
first,
first
like-
like started smoking like weed, I've tried THC with like vapes as well, innit?
Okay.
Like I've tried so much stuff just because I never played football, innit?
So if you joined football, if you played football daily, do you think that would reduce your weed consumption?
Yeah, because I'm saying the whole reason why I started smoking is because I wasn't really playing football. Like, yeah,
That's insane that they didn't let you join the football team. That's crazy, man.
yeah, I know.
That's like every boy's dream, I think, right? Because I've got cousins and they absolutely love football. They love it. Like, if someone told me you can't join, they would have a bloody tantrum, seriously.
Like, if they let me join the team, I believe I would have not been smoking or vaping.
So there you go. That's another point. So maybe if the government introduced more football clubs for the youth, right,
Yeah,
in London, maybe that would encourage them to engage in sports more, and once again, it would make weed and other drugs less appealing. Would you agree?
no, I do agree with that one. But then there's some kids who are just not interested. Like, they would rather just smoke.
I think it's the lack of role models. That's what I'm getting here. It's because young men are not seeing those role models. Do you think if we had more black men coming to different areas in London, right, to speak to the youth and to tell them, look, like, this is how I made it. This is how I made it out in life. This is like the path that I took. It's possible. Do you think that would help?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it depends. Like, if the child's not hard of hearing,
Then yeah.
But if the person's just hard of hearing and they're being stubborn, it's
not
not
really-
really going to help them. It depends.
Okay, do you realize that you are only starting your life and you're still so young, and that you can change your life completely, even though you say, yeah, like you're smoking weed now and maybe your fitness isn't on point at the moment. But how confident are you in the fact that you can change your life completely?
No, I believe I can. Just need the right person. That's all.
So if you have the right support network with the resources, do you think that's doable? To change it 180 degrees?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I want to do? I want to do a fundraise on my channel for a laptop for you. And also, if anyone who's watching the video now, if anyone's willing to help to find a job for you, I want to do that as well. I want them to reach out to me as well, because I don't think there's anything in this life that we can't change apart from death. Would you agree?
Yeah, I believe that.
Do you believe in God?
Like, I believe, like, there's something out there, but if you can see, like, lots of bad happening, like, is there a God? Like, it's like one of those things. I don't know.
So you're kind of mixed.
Yeah, mixed.
Do you think that God created all those disasters and wars to kind of give us a test, to test us?
Maybe. I remember, like, one time I almost overdosed on, like a THC pen. Like, when I passed out, like when they had me in the hospital and stuff, like, I was thinking I was gonna die. Like, and I was thinking about my life and stuff, and I was like if there was, like, heaven or hell, like right now, like, I'll be going hell.
Why do you think you'd be going hell?
I mean, like, 'cause, like, I never really, like repented or anything like that, innit?
But you haven't like killed anyone, you haven't done anything. Why do you think you'd be going to hell?
I feel like because I haven't really, like, claimed that God is mine.
That's
'Cause,
very
like,
deep,
I
man.
mean, like, in Christianity, you need to, like fully, like, trust Him. You have to be 100% in.
Like, what do you mean by that? 100% in?
You need to be, like, you need to be praying to God. Like, you need to ask Him for forgiveness every day. Even though you might have not done anything wrong, you still need to pray to Him.
You don't have to.
No, but, like, apparently, like, you need to, like, build a relationship and stuff. I can't see myself doing that because, like, it's too long. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel like it. I can't be asked, like just waking up and doing that every morning.
You don't have to do it. You can just keep him in your heart and just believe that he exists. I think that's more than enough.
What if I'm just praying to God for no reason? Like, what if I'm just, like, doing all of this to find out when I die there's literally no God? Like, all of this is just made up. It's just conspiracy.
Well, I guess, I feel like and I know this is off topic, but I feel like very often we get imposed some religious rituals on us, and then there's a lot of pressure for us to engage in that. But I just want you to know, you don't have to stick to a specific religion. You don't have to follow anything. You don't have to do anything, right? It's just, if you have God in your heart, I think that's more than enough. It's not even about whether you pray and repent. I think it's about how you treat other people, right? Would you agree?
No, I do agree. Like, I treat people with respect, like how I want to be treated myself.
I think that's more than enough.
But I feel like right now, I don't feel like I should really be focusing on religion right now. I should be focusing on, like, what I want to do tomorrow. It's like one of those. Maybe, like once I got my life sorted, I should focus on religion.
You can do both at the same time.
Maybe, like, I might not have time for that at the moment. Like, I want to be focusing on me and not God. Maybe, like God is me. Maybe in the future, God will be part of your life, innit? But not for me right now, innit?
Okay. I respect that. It's your choice. It's your life. So, but please don't feel that you have to, like, follow certain rules to have God in your life. You don't have to. Very often that's imposed on us, I think.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like, you can approach God the way you want to. your life is different, your approach is different. You know, like your brother said, your brother believes in God. He believes that he exists. But I don't think he mentioned that he practices like
No,
that
that daily.
daily, like practices praying and things like that, or
No,
goes to
but,
church.
like,
You
you
see,
see,
like,
like, you see people who are like on the streets
telling
you like go to church or this and that, like it just puts me off. I can't lie.
I get it. No, I understand. You can keep God in your thoughts. That's more than enough. That's more than enough, bro. You don't need to do more.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up here because you guys have to go. Thank you so much once again for having this conversation with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I think it's going to help other people. Once again, if there's a kid out there who is thinking of joining the gang, who is lost, maybe that will help them. Your insight, the thoughts that you've shared with us today. And once again, if anyone out there who ends up watching the video, if they decide to reach out to you, I'm going to let you know. I want to start a fundraise for that laptop for you because you said you want to write music and you enjoy that, and that's something that has been on your mind. Who knows, maybe that will be life-changing for you. We don't know that, right?
You never know.
Yeah, but I do hope that you continue your education. I do hope you do your GCSEs, and I wish you all the best of luck with that. And I know you shared with me that you were thinking of joining the gang as well. I hope you stay away from that. And yeah, I just think it's so unfortunate. I still can't believe it. You guys are so smart, both of you. You're so bright, so much potential, and I feel like had you had the right support in your life before, your life would have been different. That's just what I think. But thank you once again for doing this interview. And yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you once again. I really appreciate it.